Thanks for joining us today on Polk Salad.
We've started the season and had 2 great shows.
Great idea. That's smart.
And we've just settled in quite nicely.
Welcome to Polk Salad. It's March. Our 3 guests today are from the city of Monmouth, all brand new in their jobs within the last 6 months. We're going to get to know them just a little better. We'll be right back. And we're here with Janet Chenard. She's with the city of Monmouth and is the finance director as of 6 months ago. Welcome, Janet.
Thanks so much.
So you've been here a total of 6 months, and tell me what you think of our fair city.
Oh, I honestly love it, and I mean that sincerely. I have really enjoyed the people. I enjoy the nature of my job. I have, a background in finance. I worked for the city of Corvallis for nearly 20 years, and in their finance department, and worked my way up to budget and financial planning manager. And I did have a stint as finance director there, acting finance director. And so my goal was to be a finance director, and when this position came along, I was really excited to get it. And
good.
Love the people that I'm working with. Your department heads in this city are tremendously talented individuals with just a lot of things to offer to the community, and so I'm very excited.
Good, good. I'm so glad you're here. You're not originally from Oregon.
This is true.
You are from where?
Well, from Canada, most recently from Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. Was born in Western Canada, actually, and my father moved us across the country slow but sure, and met my husband in Ottawa, and he and I moved down here about 20 years ago, actually 22 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Had both of our sons here in Oregon, and they're dual citizens, and so it's been a fun adventure.
We have something in common. My son-in-law is also from Ottawa. He's going for his citizenship. It's a lengthy and complicated process.
It is indeed. Yes, even getting our green cards was a bit of a challenge. So we're waiting for that next hurdle at some juncture.
So don't you have to prove you do something that nobody else can do?
Correct, or at least that you have skill sets that are hard to find. Exactly, and so it is an interesting place to be, because you don't want to be taking jobs obviously from the national citizens, and so but my husband is an electrical engineer and has a lot of skills as well. So both he and I were able to find very good jobs as soon as we arrived, and so that was nice. So
what are the similarities and differences between Canada and Oregon? Wow, stranger. What do you like about our area? Let's narrow it down just a little.
Well, I believe it or not, I love the weather.
Okay. It's not snow.
My family really takes exception to the fact that I have no desire to move back there. Of course, I miss my family. I have many, many good friends in Ottawa area from high school and university, but the winters, the minus 60, I don't miss in the winter, and the hot and humid and buggy summers, I don't miss. I love the weather here. The people here are wonderful. I mean, honestly, Oregon is so friendly, and Monmouth is so friendly. The day that I had my interview, I love this story. I walked into the library afterwards just to see what the library is like, and this random woman complimented me on my outfit. And just, said hi and complimented me on my outfit and didn't know who I was or anything.
Oh,
it's
nice.
That's the kind of people. And I remember the first time driving down 9th Street in Corvallis after having driven across the country to come here, across Canada, and then I came south, and I was driving down 9th Street, and I just happened to stop at the red light, and I just happened to glance over, and there's this gentleman in the car next to me, just smiling, beaming at me.
Oh.
Randomly again, and it was just like, how friendly is that?
That is nice.
It might be an East Coast kind of thing, but I would say, certainly in Ottawa and Toronto, Canada, you don't encounter people that are that.
Not too much.
Right, and I love the size of these towns in Oregon as well. And I love the fact that we're close to the mountains for hiking, close to the beach for ocean. It's a beautiful place.
So tell me, you are a hiker and you're a biker.
I am.
You tell us about your
Well, hiking-wise, I guess my biggest story with that is my husband and I walked across Europe from north to south in 1993, and about 2,100 kilometers or 1,600 miles.
That's a lot of miles.
Right, and it was a fabulous adventure. And we've done a lot. We hiked on our honeymoon, and a ranger made fun of us, actually. He says, "You're taking your wife on a hike for her honeymoon?" I said, "Yes, I love it."
Good.
And
good.
that was actually down in California, long before we knew we would be coming to Corvallis, and so that was interesting. And then as far as biking, I bike commuted for actually most of my working life, but much more frequently since I've moved to Oregon because I can bike in the winter as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
That was actually one of the toughest things about coming to Monmouth was that I didn't think I'd be up to the 20-mile bike from Corvallis.
So you keep a bike here, is my understanding, for
do.
tootling around town.
Right. I go to my meetings with the department heads and with other, you know, if I have a meeting with Minette, for example, I'll bike
Sure.
over there from City Hall.
Oh,
And,
good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do like to get around by bike and
Good.
walk. And I joined the Monmouth Fitness Center. Thanks,
Oh.
Tony.
Oh, good.
Shout out to Tony.
You're fairly close by, so that's wonderful.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's been really nice.
So 6 months.
Yes.
You've got a variety of things in your responsibilities. We have you down for budget development. You reconcile and do the oversights on reports. You do payroll, pay bills. There's a lot of stuff you're responsible for. Tell me, what is your favorite thing to do?
Oh, that's very difficult. Well, I think actually, again, the reason that I like being a finance director is that there is such a variety of things that I get to do, especially in a smaller community. There's just 6 staff in the finance department, 7 including myself. And so it's a lean, mean team, and we do everything from budget development, as you say, to accounts payable, accounts receivable, utility billing payments, payroll. We manage the general ledger. Having been here only 6 months, I jumped into audit as soon as I arrived, so the audit is a lot of fun. I know it doesn't sound like that.
No, I think it goes with the territory. If you like
Right.
numbers and you want to see some pattern.
Right.
I have to tell you, I read your quarterly report, and you put numbers into a story so that it told a tale. You gave it a narrative. You see a pattern, you extrapolate, you project, and it was actually for somebody.
Entertaining, right?
It was. I'm not a numbers person, but thought, well, that takes a special someone.
Well, and the budget is even more so that way. And I will say the audit talks about what's been, whereas the budget is forward looking, and it's such an interesting exercise because you're trying to do right by the taxpayers and the ratepayers. They've given you the resources to provide them with services. And frankly, it's always a balancing act because revenues don't tend to grow at the same rate as expenses. And so finding that balance between, providing low-cost services to the community, but not charging more and more and more is a real challenge, and it's an interesting one. And so being able to develop the narrative in the budget document that helps people understand why their property taxes are going up by more than 3%, even though they know that that's the limit according to, legislation, and helping them understand about PERS, the Oregon pension plan for public employees. Finding some graphs or pictorial things that will help them understand better than just even words and numbers. It's just I guess if I had to nail down one thing, budget is the most fun, and that's what I'm in the heat of at the moment.
Okay.
Although I do like debt issuance too. My background actually from Canada is Treasury. My master's in business administration is international finance, and so I really enjoy dabbling in investments and debt. And so we ended up doing a advanced refunding, the last vestiges of advanced refundings that are allowed because of the new tax act.
Right.
That was kind of
just under the wire.
just December 29th.
Yeah, boy.
Right.
Well, good. We'll benefit from that, or the city will benefit
The
from that.
city will save $1 million,
Yeah.
over $1 million on the Minette debt. Yeah.
Well,
so.
we of Monmouth, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, Janet. It was
It's been-
great to meet you and get to know you a little bit better.
It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back. And we're here with Suzanne Dufner. And she also is from the city of Monmouth as our planning director.
Yeah.
Correct? And how long have you been in the job?
Yeah, so I've been on the job for 4 months now.
4 months. Okay, so still honeymoon?
Yes, luckily I can still say I'm new.
But now you've got some experience. You came to us from
The city of Dallas, so not too far away, same county. I was their senior planner for 3 years, and
then prior to that, you were in Yamhill?
so I worked for the Mid-Willamette Council of Governments. It's kind of a mouthful, but I was the community development director there.
Okay.
They serve Marion, Polk, and Yamhill counties, so it's
That's
doing
good experience.
Yeah, it was a really good opportunity. Actually, had a chance to work a little bit in Polk County, and learn some of the folks that are over here. So,
Good, good. And how are you liking the neck of the woods, this neck of the woods?
I'm loving it. It's definitely a challenge, but I describe this as my dream job.
Oh, good.
I was actually kind of eyeing it. I was very happy at the city of Dallas. They treated me very well, and I enjoyed the people, the community. But I was always thought, as a career advancement opportunity, I would love to work for the city of Monmouth, because I live 10 miles from each city, so I'm like really close. It was kind of the only other city I'd consider having to do that short commute for.
Yeah.
And so as sad as I was to see Mark Fancy leave and retire, it was an opportunity that I just can't let pass by. So I'm really glad. Yeah,
good.
that it
Well,
worked
we're
out.
glad you're here. So halfway between, does that put you on Riddle?
Airlie Road, actually.
Airlie,
So,
okay.
Yeah, we have a little apple farm out there.
Oh, do you?
On 10 acres.
I brought apples today.
Oh, good.
What kind do you grow?
So these aren't ones that you would actually eat. They're really bitter and high tannin. They used for making hard apple cider, actually. So you drink these.
Which puts us into your other hat you wear. You and your husband Sam have a business.
Yes, we own the West Valley Tap House in Dallas. We've had that business for 2 years now, so we're very excited. I have a whole new understanding of how hard it is to run a small business. Working with my husband manages the day-to-day, but we actually bought a building and did the remodel. And so there's a lot that goes on in owning a business. Very exciting, very challenging, but
well, I'm excited to go check it out.
Yeah, please do. There's a lot of different variety. We don't just do beer, wine, and cider. We also have non-alcoholic drinks, and we do a lunch and dinner menu as well. So it's
good. So you. I don't know if you bike, but I do know you run.
Yeah.
Tell us about your marathon experience.
I'm one of those strange people that likes to run. I admit it's weird, but I've done 2 marathons. I've run the Seattle Marathon, and then also most recently did the Portland Marathon. I called it my midlife marathon crisis.
Oh, did you?
And it was a good experience. It was more just to prove to myself that I could still do it. So
will you continue? I mean,
I like the half marathon. The 13.1 is kind of a little easier, less time to have to train for.
And
it's
training,
to balance that.
Our son-in-law is a marathoner, and he has done New York and Boston. He did one in Germany, and he wants to hit all those international ones, you know.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. It's a neat community. Yeah, it is. It's very supportive and a fun environment, and just a good way to exercise. And
did I see Katie, your daughter, is also a runner, or?
Yeah, she does. She does track and soccer, so she likes the very short distances.
Sure.
Yeah, eventually I'm hoping to get her up there. She ran the Monmouth mini marathon on 4th of July with me one year, so it was pretty funny. She beat me at the end after I coached her the whole way through. She passed me. She had the sprint, the big kick at the finish, so we had a really fun time.
I'm glad. Yeah. What was the race, or the run, not a race, that you started in Dallas? What is that?
Yeah, well, I can't take all the credit for starting it. I was part of a team of volunteers and working with the City of Dallas Recreation Coordinator to start the Dallas Glow Run, and it's been going on now, I think, for 2 years as well. But yeah, it's a benefit run for their local food organization, Christmas Cheer, that helps provide food assistance to families in need around the holidays. That's where all the benefits go for the proceeds that we raise for the event. But yeah, we hold it around Halloween, so it's kind of fun. It's a night run. We provide little twinkle lights to light the course that goes to the city park, and we encourage people to dress up, and we have all the glow sticks. So yeah, it's a real fun experience. We award. It's not really for the fastest racers. We kind of laugh. We messed up some of the timing with the clock. We're still getting our experience as new race directors, but we award prizes for costumes, and everybody that participates gets a free T-shirt and a free drink. So it's kind of just a celebration party, and yeah, some fun music.
Just not too intense, not the professional. They aren't coming from Africa to run this one.
We're just encouraging folks to get out and have a good time with it. So,
good. I'm glad to hear it.
Hoping to bring something like that to Monmouth, some kind of event for either running or bicycling. I think that there's a lot of opportunities for communities to have more events that are a draw for that, because we were really surprised in Dallas. We were excited initially to get the first 100 people registered, and it turned out they had 500 people that signed up.
Wow.
So, yeah, they can really become a draw and invite people in to come discover your community and patron businesses. So, some other benefits.
Well, the first time we met, I was coming into your office and finding out about sign regulations and stuff like that. You were so helpful.
Oh, thank you.
Do you find yourself doing that as part of your job quite often, or?
Yeah, wow, yeah, so my day, I don't know, it's hard to describe a typical day because there's a lot of variety, which I love, actually attracts me to the job. I don't have a lot of monotony, but yeah, I do work with the public quite a bit to answer questions about zoning and development and various permitting activities in the city. And it's actually one of the parts that I really enjoy as I was going through and trying to figure out, what kind of career I want to do and what I wanted to be when I grew up. I initially started in kind of the natural environmental sciences, and I found the component that was missing was working with the public and the public service piece of it. So planning kind of naturally married those two interests together. And so that's when I consider I've done my job well, is when people say that I was very helpful, and they sometimes I don't always give people the answer, unfortunately, that they want to hear, because we have city codes.
Explain why.
And understand options, of or certain reasons why, we have certain codes or rules the way they are. And
And it's a difficult road to walk, I would assume, with trying to keep the population happy and follow the rules, and
absolutely
you work with it.
There's a funny saying we have in between planners is when everybody is unhappy, that's usually when we've had the right decision. So unfortunately, there is a balancing act there, and I've been really impressed and feel fortunate to be working in Monmouth and a community where people get involved and they care and they do it in a civil manner, and so it makes it easier to try to get to yes on decisions where there may be some controversy, because there's always some push and pull and conflict, and not everybody has the same idea of how the community should look and grow, and so being able to have those civic dialogues is so important, and have caring people that volunteer in their communities to come serve on boards and commissions and get involved and be a part of.
That's a big difference. No apathy here.
People
are so
absolutely
involved.
And that's a good thing.
It's a wonderful thing. Well, wetlands. Tell me about, is that an interest to you? I see that's kind of a new thing that's being incorporated into some of the issues.
I do have an environmental studies undergraduate degree from Utah State University, so I've always had an interest in the environment and natural resource protection. The city of Monmouth, we are fortunate enough to have inventory that was completed not too long ago. The wetlands inside of the city of Monmouth's urban growth boundary, so that it will allow us to do better planning. A lot of times wetlands can be very costly and time consuming to try to remove or fill those. So this inventory identified which wetlands have really high priority significance in terms of flood control, wildlife habitat, water quality, and if the City Council passes protection measures on those, it would protect those significant wetlands, but it would still allow for some development in the areas where they're identified as not significant, so the city can still grow and meet its housing and business needs in the future.
So are you seeing kind of a sanctuary or a refuge or that category, or like a park? What?
Yeah, a lot of times communities will kind of have a dual benefits, not just, kind of the water quality and the flood control benefits of floodplains and wetlands that aren't developed, but they'll also develop them for lower impact uses such as trail systems or parks. So yeah, there's absolutely an opportunity for that to occur. It's kind of looked at it on a case-by-case basis and a balancing of private property rights. So it kind of depends on each parcel that, as the landowner may or may not want to develop their property, that we kind of address those issues.
So now we're beginning to see some things happening around town along 99.
Yes.
Tell us, how are things going on that? I saw utility work beginning on Clay and Madrona on the east side of the street.
Yeah, so this first year of the 99W project, ODOT is working with the utility providers to make any changes or upgrades or relocating of utility lines that might be needed. And then it also include installing sidewalks and curb and gutter along 99 and landscaping. So the actual paving, though, will be in 2019 and the following year. So it's kind of a two-phase project, but once, of course, it's a little unsettling when you're in construction, and there'll be some inconveniences and rerouting and detours, but I think it's really going to help with just that appearance of the community as an entrance through 99, especially when we get, and provide a nice, safe area for pedestrians and bicyclists to have those sidewalks, and then the greenery landscaping will help as well.
And the corner of Monmouth and 99, the turn radius is going to be better for those large trucks.
Right. The
which impacts the businesses a bit.
It will. You'll see some signs that'll, I think that some of it might have been one of the gas stations has already started moving one of their signs because there was some, called it right-of-way dedication, again, to improve the turning radius for trucks and vehicles trying to make those tight turns. So, yeah, they'll be relocating their signs back to allow for that safety turning movement. So
I'm excited, but 2 years seems like a long time, probably not in the scope of things. Over 20 years, it'll be wonderful.
It'll seem like a blip, but unfortunately.
Seem like a blip. Well, I'm so glad you came on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It was great to hear a little bit more of what you do. Absolutely. Good luck in the next how many ever years you're here, and we hope it's a long time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll be right back. And we're here with Barbara Hogan. And Barbara is also with Monmouth in the Senior Center.
Yeah.
You're the director there. How long have you been with us?
I've been there all of 3 months.
3 months, so
since December, yes.
Okay, okay. How are you liking it?
I'm liking it a lot. The people at the Senior Center are so warm and welcoming, and it's such an incredible group of people to be with on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. I didn't have much time to get to know Sue before she retired. She was well loved, and it's big shoes to fill, but I'm bringing my own shoes to the table as well. So it's been really wonderful to get to know the folks that have been there a short amount of time and also a long amount of time.
Well, when I called, you were in the middle of, to ask if you'd be on the program, you were in the middle of bingo, I believe, or something. So how often do you do that? How often?
We have events every single day at the Senior Center, but a lot of Fridays we have bigger events. I think the particular day you called, we were having a monthly birthday party to celebrate our members that were born in that month. And we do a little bit of bingo, we have some cake and ice cream, we have a little raffle for all the birthday folks to win something. So it's always something going on. We have a monthly potluck, we have a monthly ice cream social, and white elephant bingo with that one as well.
Elephant. So that sounds like fun.
Everybody brings their own prizes for that one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you also have classes there. The yoga looks particularly interesting to me.
Yeah, we have a pretty dedicated.
Been going a while?
Yeah, we have a pretty dedicated group of yoga folks. They're there 7:30 every morning, rain or shine.
That's the down part.
Yeah, we're looking to get some afternoon classes for yoga in as well soon. We have a really big variety of health and fitness classes, Tai Chi, stretch and exercise, yoga. But we also have a lot of creative classes. We've got some drawing, painting, card making. So there's lots of ways to keep your brain active and healthy and your body active and healthy.
Good. And I think you've got some terrific trips coming up.
Yes.
The tulip trip over, do you go over to, where do you do the tulip?
So we're going to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival in Woodburn. We have 3 trips for the month of March. This Saturday we're going to support our local high school and see the Lion King.
That's a great show, I've heard.
So we got 10 tickets to that and taken a big group over. And then we're going up to the community of Dayton to go to lunch and do a little antique shopping up there. And then we're going to be going to the Tulip Festival at the end of the month. And we're probably going to go back again in April because there's been a lot of interest in it. So,
so you'll have the bus full and you'll need to get the stragglers in on the next one. Good.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've got things going along great. And it's a new facility practically. You know, it's been renovated and looks wonderful.
Yeah.
So you came in at a great time.
I did, yes.
Where did you come from first, Barbara?
I grew up in Nampa, Idaho. Lived there until just after high school, and then my parents and I, who had always wanted to move to Oregon, moved to Oregon, and really enjoy it here. The Willamette Valley is such a beautiful place to be, and I personally think we're very lucky to live here. So.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
So your folks are still fairly close by then? Wonderful.
Yeah, they're living in Salem, just a few miles down the road from me.
Yeah. Perfect. You had said in an article I read that you enjoy bird watching.
I do.
Do you take your seniors out at all for this?
I haven't yet, with it being winter, but in the springtime I would love to do a few birding trips. I think that would be fun, especially if we were to get someone that was a little more knowledgeable about it than me to lead it. Yeah, that would be exciting. When I worked at my previous job, I drove to Albany every day, and there was an active heron rookery on my drive, so I would get to see a lot of the nests that were in the trees, and it was really exciting to see their little families grow.
Yeah, that's. We live in a lovely area. There's so many beautiful things.
I agree.
And one of the things is learning the word slough is actually slough.
Slough, yes.
You know, there's so many ways you can pronounce O-U-G-H. So anyway, tell me that you have Italian heritage.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite Italian dish to make?
Oh gosh, I really like to make simple things with just good, fresh ingredients, but one of my favorite foods to eat is my father's lasagna.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to make your own pasta?
Yes, actually.
Really? Good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I've only tried it once. I went to a class with my daughter, and we enjoyed eating it, but it makes you understand why those little raviolis cost $6 a piece, practically. They are very time intensive, but delicious when they're fresh.
What's fun about it is that you can mix and match flavors a little bit and experiment a little more
Yeah.
with it. But
Yeah.
it is time consuming, and it can be a little challenging if you've not done it before, but it's never too bad to try something new in the kitchen. So,
Is there a secret ingredient in your marinara sauce, or?
oh, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
No, everybody likes things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Some people like a sweeter sauce or a more savory sauce. So it just kind of depends on what you like.
Yeah. Well, okay, now we found another thing in common, that AmeriCorps was part of your past.
Yes.
So you've got a history of service, and that shines out in what you do now. Tell us what you were doing and where you were going and awards you received from
Sure.
serving.
So my first time in AmeriCorps was in 2009. I served on the East Coast. I was based in Maryland at the Perry Point campus for NCCC. So there's lots of different AmeriCorps
Right.
programs. I was in a specific program called NCCC, which stands for National Civilian Community Corps. And it is the only completely federally funded AmeriCorps program and the only residential, maybe not the only one, but one of the only residential programs where they actually send you to live on a campus with a team of people, assign you to a van and a group, and you work in that region. And so my first term of service as a Corps member, I was based in Maryland, but I spent half my year in New Orleans. I was in
wow.
New Jersey, and I was in South Carolina during that term.
So what kind of things do you do? Or
There's
did
a
you do?
variety of different service projects that you do in AmeriCorps. You are trained in disaster response, so you can be pulled at any moment from your assigned project to do disaster response in the event of a natural disaster. There's education projects, environmental projects, infrastructure improvement projects.
Oh, wow.
So you can do a variety of different
Certainly
things.
can.
I worked tutoring some kids in South Carolina. I worked at a community urban garden in New Jersey, and I worked on rebuilding homes. I was there 4 years after Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, so we worked on rebuilding homes in the lower Ninth Ward when I was down there.
Boy, good. That's wonderful. I know you've served in another location too. Were you doing similar things?
Similar things. The second year that I was in AmeriCorps, instead of just being part of a team of people, I was the team leader. So a little change in responsibility there. It was very exciting. And I was based in Iowa for that particular one. I'd never been to the Midwest before and got to see that whole area. I was in South Dakota working for the city of Sioux Falls and a Greening Up the City initiative.
Yeah.
That was kind of my first look at city infrastructure and how the city was run. Then I was in Indiana working for the Nature Conservancy, in Des Moines working for Habitat for Humanity. So I kind of went all over the place.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when my daughter joined from Wisconsin, a certain percentage of your loans, student loans, are forgiven. Was that an opportunity you took advantage of?
Right. It can either be a loan forgiveness, or you earn, if you complete a term of service, you earn an education award at the end of your term of service, and you can earn up to 2 education awards.
Okay.
A lot of that's why I decided to go into AmeriCorps to begin with. It was to help pay for college, and I did take advantage of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a really wonderful opportunity.
It is. It is. And what school did you go to again?
I have been pursuing a degree in gerontology through Portland Community College.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are they known for service, or it was kind of an understanding in Wisconsin that you would, it's kind of like conscription, in the old days when you had to sign up for the draft. So did you come to this of your own, or was it because of somebody or
I heard
something?
about the AmeriCorps program when I was in high school, and the particular program I was in was for 18 to 24-year-olds. And it was after I had started school that I joined AmeriCorps and really enjoyed the opportunity to kind of take a step away from the classroom and get some real-world experience, and then come back to the classroom after I had got the education award and some real-life experience under my belt.
I think it was a great thing to take advantage of.
It was.
And we get you as a result. You're attitude toward service is showing up with what you do. So
Thanks.
that's wonderful. It's been fun getting to know you just a little better, and I'm excited to take advantage of some of those programs.
I hope you do. There's so much going on at the Senior Center, and
will do.
I really love everything that we have to offer there.
Good, good. Well, thank you for coming on, Barbara.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. Weren't they terrific guests? Until we see you in April, you can see our show on the YouTube Wimpeg channel, MyNet channel 718, and of course our Facebook page, Polk Salad, A Bounty of Conversation. Till next time, I'll see you around town. Thank you for joining us. Weren't they